José Estrada González was born on November 3, 1985, in Santiago de Cuba, Cuba, a city renowned for its rich cultural heritage and sports tradition. As a child, José grew up in a community where athleticism was highly valued, particularly in sports like baseball, boxing, and volleyball, all of which enjoyed immense popularity. His family, however, did not have a background in competitive sports, but José displayed an early interest in athletics, particularly volleyball. From a young age, José demonstrated exceptional physical attributes that set him apart from his peers. His height, agility, and natural coordination made him a promising candidate for sports. His first exposure to volleyball came through school programs, where he quickly caught the attention of his physical education teacher. Recognizing his potential, his coach encouraged him to pursue the sport more seriously, and it wasn't long before José began training in local volleyball clubs. By the time he was a teenager, José had already committed himself to volleyball and was training intensely. He joined the Santiago de Cuba volleyball team and began competing in local youth leagues. His athletic development accelerated as he honed his skills in hitting, passing, and blocking. His passion for the game, combined with his natural talent, made him stand out in regional competitions, and soon enough, he was called up to represent his province in the Cuban Junior Volleyball Championships. During his adolescent years, José's work ethic, coupled with his remarkable athleticism, earned him the trust of his coaches. His performances on the court were impressive, and he gained recognition as one of the most promising young volleyball players in the region. By the age of 17, he had earned a spot on Cuba's national youth volleyball team, marking the beginning of his international career. Transition to the national team and rising career. José Estrada's rise to prominence continued as he transitioned from the youth ranks to the senior national team. At the age of 19, he was called up to join the Cuban men's national volleyball team, a squad with a long-standing tradition of excellence in international competitions. The call-up was a testament to his rapid development and the potential coaches saw in him. José's debut on the national team came during the 2004 Norseca Championship, where Cuba competed against some of the best teams in the region. Although he was young and relatively inexperienced at the international level, his performance was impressive. He made an immediate impact with his athleticism and versatility on the court, especially in defense and blocking. This performance caught the eye of his coaches, who saw in him a future leader of the national team. Over the next few years, José became a regular fixture in the Cuban lineup. He showcased his abilities at several international tournaments, including the FIVB World Cup and the FIVB World League, both of which solidified his reputation as one of the most dynamic and promising players of his generation. José's play style, characterized by his powerful spikes, exceptional blocking, and tenacious defense, made him an essential asset to the team. By 2008, José had become a fixture on the Cuban national volleyball team. His performances in both regional and international competitions were increasingly outstanding, and his combination of skills made him one of the best all-around players in the sport. His ability to contribute in various aspects of the game, from serving to receiving to attacking, demonstrated his versatility and readiness to compete against the world's elite. Career peak and major achievements. The peak of José Estrada González's career came in the late 2000s and early 2010s when he reached the height of his international success. One of the defining moments of his career occurred at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, where the Cuban men's volleyball team earned the silver medal. Throughout the tournament, José was a standout player for Cuba, playing a critical role in both defense and attack. His ability to block high-powered attacks and his effectiveness in spiking the ball helped Cuba reach the final stages of the competition. In addition to his Olympic success, José was an integral part of Cuba's domination of regional competitions during this period. He helped Cuba win the Norseca Championship in 2009, a tournament where his leadership and skills were on full display. His efforts during the competition earned him widespread recognition as one of the top blockers and hitters in the world. His performance was instrumental in Cuba's ability to maintain its status as one of the premier volleyball teams globally. José also played a significant role in Cuba's successes at the FIVB World Cup, where Cuba finished on the podium several times during his career. The team's success in these high-profile tournaments further solidified José's place among the elite volleyball players of his time. His role as a core player in the team, along with his ability to execute key plays at critical moments, earned him numerous individual accolades throughout his career. One of his most important individual accomplishments came in 2010 when he was named the best blocker at the FIVB World Championship, an award that cemented his reputation as one of the most formidable defensive players in the sport. This recognition highlighted his remarkable consistency and skill at the net, areas that defined his playing style and made him an essential player for Cuba on the international stage. Injury struggles and career decline. As with many athletes at the peak of their careers, José Estrada González faced significant challenges with injuries in the latter stages of his professional life. After years of rigorous competition and intense training, he began to experience problems with his knees and shoulders, common injuries for volleyball players due to the repetitive stress placed on their bodies during spiking, blocking, and diving. These injuries hampered his ability to maintain peak performance, particularly as the physical demands of the sport grew heavier. Despite these challenges, José continued to play for the Cuban national team for several years after his prime. However, by the early 2010s, it became clear that his body could no longer handle the intensity of international competition. His performances began to decline, and while he remained a valuable asset to the team, it was apparent that he could no longer contribute at the same level as before. In 2014, after struggling with injury for a few years, José made the decision to retire from the national team. His departure from the international stage marked the end of an era for Cuban volleyball, as José had been one of the central figures in the team for over a decade. His absence left a significant void, but his legacy remained intact. Post-retirement and legacy. After retiring from competitive volleyball, José Estrada González shifted his focus to life outside of playing. He took on roles as a coach and mentor, working with younger players in Cuba to help develop the next generation of volleyball stars. His extensive knowledge of the game, combined with his leadership experience, made him an invaluable resource for aspiring athletes. José also became involved in promoting volleyball at the grassroots level in Cuba, helping to organize tournaments and events that would nurture young talent. His dedication to the sport continued, as he worked to ensure that Cuba remained a competitive force in international volleyball. In recognition of his exceptional career, José received numerous awards and accolades, including being named to various Cuban Sports Hall of Fame and FIVB recognition lists. His name remains synonymous with the golden age of Cuban volleyball during the late 2000s and early 2010s, a period in which he was one of the driving forces behind the team's success on the world stage. As of today, José Estrada González is remembered as one of the most important players in the history of Cuban volleyball. His powerful blocks, fierce competitiveness, and leadership helped define an era of volleyball in Cuba, and his contributions to the sport have left a lasting impact on the game both in his home country and around the world. Conclusion. José Estrada González's career is a testament to the values of hard work, determination, and passion for the sport. From his early days in Santiago de Cuba to his rise as a key player in the Cuban national volleyball team, José's career was one of consistent growth, marked by his incredible skills and versatility on the court. His achievements, including an Olympic silver medal and multiple regional championships, cemented his legacy as one of the best volleyball players of his generation. His post-retirement contributions continue to shape the future of Cuban volleyball, ensuring that his influence on the sport will be felt for many years to come.